then says game description. Right. I mentioned earlier before you arrived, I gave a situation of kids playing sand, right? You put them in that sand, you see they play with the sand. One will be a daddy, one will be a mommy, but you're there as a coach. You need to be there as a coach. There as a caregiver, you're watching them playing. You're watching them playing, you watch them playing, you watch them playing, you watch them playing. At the end of the day, if there's no conflict there, it means success has been achieved. When they see a potential of conflict, then you can be. That's how coaching is supposed to be. Design a game. That's where your expertise are called into. Design a game. You want to focus on defense. Right? Mark your small area. 2 against 2 with a ball. Right? Then you add. Others must defend, others must defend, others must defend. Right? Now when do you coach? Then the question comes back, when do you coach the right defense? That calls to what I said is a coachable moment. When there's a potential conflict looming, then you step in. Right? Now how do you do that in a game? How do you do that when you're developing that? Stop it. Stop the session. When you stop the session, where everybody is involved in the session, trust me, you get maximum attention. You get maximum attention. As opposed to what we used to do in the past, defend, keep on defend. The rest of the team are focusing on other things there. Keep on defending one-on-one, keep on defending one-on-one, keep on defending. And then after you've done that, you go another session, you forget about it, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes later, you say, let's play a game, then you expect them to remember the defense. They won't remember. I promise you, they won't remember. But in that game-like situation, it's 4, 2 defending, 2 attacking, 2 defending, 2 attacking. Pressure defense, depending what type of defense you want to do. Want to put hands off, 7 defense, pressure, jump, one hand, whatever the situation is. You stop it at that time, you correct the situation, everybody's watching, fully attentive. Everybody's watching, step aside, let them continue. I promise you'll see it happen. You will see it happen. So you have to design. So your critical part, your critical moment is to have your game design, game description. Now, as they go along, put a scoring. Because they can't run on open-ended, open question. They can't run an open question. Stop. Ask questions. Okay, I understand we are following her up until here. But why? One of them will tell you, Coach, the purpose of this game is to cover space. So I was assisting this one to cover this space. That's some things that maybe probably you never even thought of it yourself as a coach. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then perfect, my child. We have to cover space. Because netball is about space anyway. You close the space, there's no playing through. Are you with me? 5, 4, 4, 10 touches, it's a point. Then you're creating the intensity, the pressure. They must get used to play under that pressure. Are you with me? Because there's a target, there's a focus. You want to get to the point, you want to get to achieve it. And then further, then you modify. Say you're playing, what's her name? Sandton is coaching the under 14s. Tom is coaching the under 14s, right? Maybe not under 14. Let's say under 12. Under 12 is a transition from mini netball to full court netball, am I right?
Under 10.
Under 10 is a transition, right? Now, how I start my under 10s. I used to coach my under 10s at St. Catherine High School, primary. The one somewhere in Pakistan, right? For religious purposes, they had to play with their heads on, right? Now you're playing at under 10. Once she runs a bit faster, the head goes down. The ball must be fetched. You have to get into their skin for you to understand. Right? Now you can't throw them on a big field like this. Too much. Right? I cut my cord. Go this way. My cord, yeah? So you adjust the size. You adjust the size, and that size allows you to have a reasonable time to interact with them. Number one. And number two, the size allows them to touch the ball more often than they would on a long. Because you know with the juniors, the wing defense can only touch it once, the entire 10 minutes. But if you've got that space, if you reduce the space, then they're able to touch the ball more often than you can stop them. No, play here, depending on your own strategy, how you want them to play. Am I right? Right. And then your coaching points, obviously. Sometimes when you draw your own coaching plan, there is some English that you fail to understand yourself. Am I right? What did I want you to say? Are you with me? Now, when you say that to a player, will the player understand? Are you with me? Then you mark that as one of your coaching points. Areas that you want to emphasize to them. You mark it, right? If you see them executing them perfectly, lovely. Are you with me? If you see them struggling, then you stop them and explain to them. And explain to them, and it flows. Explain to them, and it flows, and you love it. Spoken about the questions. Now, after I've done the questions, now you can see your kids are now flowing. Then throw them on the big pitch. Now you've got your team working. What are your experiences? Let's talk about this. When you came with them, right? What are your experiences with your teams? If you have a team, if you don't have a team, you're going to have a team, then you should be encouraged to have a team. What do you think? What do you think? Well, it's a late age. You have to start there. You have to start there. Right? And for me, I've seen it work. But it becomes more effective when put them in the game. I know them. Okay, Nana, don't jump too many times. And then pass. You know, yeah, then they balance. Yeah. Watch when they're about to fall. And then they play. You know, give that compliment. I promise you, give that compliment. Give that compliment. Give that compliment. Maybe that brings something else. How do you motivate your players?
Right hand. So you're going to put your ball on a tray. There's your tray. This hand is going to be next to it, just so it doesn't fall. Right. Lift it up and block the hoop. Straight. Okay. This is going to be on a tray. We're going to turn it this way. Okay. Right. So this one is just making sure it doesn't fall. Okay. All right. That's it. Now there's a little fairy. She sits over here. Just give her space to breathe. There we go. Don't squash her flat. Okay. Can you see the hoop? Yes. I don't want you to see the hoop. Okay. I want you to block it completely. Nice stretch. Got it. Good. Now bring the ball down to the top of your head here. You're going to touch your hand onto your head here. Okay. So let's stretch again. When you do that, you're going to bend your knees as well. Down. And there you're going to flick your wrist. Let me work with you. Flick your wrist. And it's going to go up and in. Now, where are you going to watch? The back of the ring. Okay. So, let's try again. Stretch. Can you see it? No. Keep it on a tray. Keep your tray. Right. Top of your head. Now you see the back of the ring and flick. You nearly got it. One more thing. Jump a little bit as you release that tray. Try again. Stretch. I can't see the stretch full arm. That's it. On your tray. On your tray. Right. So now you're going to bring it back. Top of the head and flick. Better. I'm not getting to know. Let's do it again. One more time. You got this. Remember to look at the back of the ring. Okay. Stretch so you can't see. Top of the head. Oh, that Wasn't quite the top of the head. Yeah, on top, on top. Remember the tray? Remember the tray? This hand is only stopping the ball from falling. Top of the head. Right. Top of the head. And flick.
Keep on. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right. So now you are able to, as a coach, I also use, most of the time I prefer this type of coaching. You are able to audit and know exactly where you would have gone wrong, then easily audit. Right? She took a shot, first time she missed. Right? Coach was able to know exactly where to audit. The coach didn't go and say, your feet, obviously she checked your feet right, that right, that right. So you can pick up where the miss was. Are you with me? So as a coach, you have to know how to use both of them. You should be able to use them. Break down the skill into different components. Break down the skill into different components. Take it through the different components, and then you'll be able to audit exactly. They say that in company productions, in the past you would order, say you order a pair of turkeys, right? Now you go in that company, after 6 weeks, they say your turkeys are not ready, right? You go after this, 10 months later, your turkeys are not ready, right? What is missing? The laces. But then there's a department for the top leather, there's a department for the bottom, there's a department for the laces. So now, with modern approach, they do them at different places within the same company. So when you audit, which they call expedite, you can tell exactly where your order is. You can tell exactly where your order is, and you'll have an estimate as to when you're going to get your order. Because you go there, the soles are done. You tick your box. Your stance is perfect, your body positioning is perfect, your arm stretch is perfect. Done. Second phase, the top leather. Top leather has been assembled, the invoice has been passed on to the assembling point. The assembling point are busy doing that. Then you know where the problem is. If they say we are delayed by an hour or come after 2 days, then you know it's feasible. Are you with me? They can say to you, come after 2 hours, and yet it's still there in the manufacturing side. Are you with me? So yes, the most effective approach is break down your skill into different components and then audit them as she goes through them. Monitor and evaluate. Monitor and evaluate. Monitor and evaluate. So that's the first part that I go through. The second part is the motivation. Two types of it, right? One comes from the coach, the intrinsic, and the second one, the intrinsic. Right. I found, where do you find the first one? When she missed, she was not pleased, right? And more likely, when you're not pleased, you are more likely to choose the giving up route. She was not pleased, but coach persisted, saying, no, you're coming. You're coming. Because in most cases, the person you want to please is your coach. You see how, which also tells your gestures on the bench as coaches are very critical to your team success. Some coaches say, on the bench. When this player lost the ball, you just say, hey, you've killed the chance. But if she sees you doing that, I'm telling you, she'll come back. Right? So we have that extrinsic motivation. That's a motivation that comes from the coach, the outside people, everybody else. The spectators, the mom and the dad who are there. But the most important one is the intrinsic one. And when did that happen? When she shot it in. When it went in, you saw it. She even jumped. She actually even jumped because she felt, I can do it. And what did she say when she sat down here? She said, now I can do it. There's no better mood. So when you design, when you draw up your skill, you try and target that. Don't leave in your game strategy. Do not leave those type of motivations. Remember, it's not achieved in one day. Rome was not built in one day. I know it. Some countries are destroyed in one day, but it was not built in one day. Patience. We need a patience. Give your timing. Give your timing. Take your time. It's going to happen. You know you've got a plan that you're working towards. Follow your plan. Nothing is impossible. Right? Any other demonstration? There are three things that you need to focus on as a coach. Right? Don't be too hard on them for now, but just have an idea. Right? The first one is tactical. When we speak tactical, we mean the passing, the handling, that the player does as an individual. Can she pass the ball? Can she catch the ball? The footwear, can she land? All the skills that are more focused on the player as an individual. That's tactical. Then second one is technical. Sorry, tactical. The tact. The tact involves the next play. Whatever your player does with the next one, it's done. That's tactical. That's the tactic of it. The center pass is tactical. Shooting is technical. Would defense be tactical or technical? A little bit of both. Because you need to move your feet, and you have to link up with your partner, because you can't defend alone. Simple mathematics, the people that are bringing the ball, they're coming in twos. So one's got it, has got a partner. So you either have to also neutralize the number, you need to cancel the number, 2-2, or you must outnumber the number in defense. Right. Now, the most critical space I'll give you, coach, is inside the second. Right? Nonte her history is well documented. She's one of South Africa's top goalkeepers. She will always say the principle of defense is front position, side of the ball. Front position on the side of the ball. Right? I want to just hold. Right. Yeah, just hold. Right. Right? This ball is meant to go to her. Right? Now, as a defender, as an individual, like I said, the principle is front position, side of the ball. Right? Now, the ball is this side. So, I must be this side. Because if I'm this side, it's open. Right? Right. So, I need to be this side. Right? Now, where this side? Right? Front. That is the principal position. Front position, side of the ball. Yes.
If I was standing on the edge of the circle, I'd actually be behind, because then I could see them on the edge of the circle.
Okay. I'll come to that.
Oh, okay.
Right? Right? Is here, front position, side of the ball. Right? Now, her likelihood, okay, if she passes the ball to a wing attack on the other side, right? Then I need to move again into position. Down this side. Right? Right. Remember, always the outside eye. Because if I go like that, you might go out. Right. That is your key principle. I will say. Then when you go deeper, then it becomes where on court is that situation at that time. I will say. If say now the ball's coming down court and we're using this, they're coming this way. If I stand like that, I'm happy. Because she's going to drive away from the ball. A shooter with the ball there is useless. She has to pass the ball. So there's no need for me to come and be as tight as possible outside. Because I am more likely to be caught.
space for her to run back
Exactly. She'll run back and Get the ball here.
So the one question that I always have is where the keeper should be, goal side or in front.
Yeah.
So at what, like you're saying, you know,
Side of
that.
the ball.
So should the keeper be behind the shooter,
Yes.
waiting in the D,
Yes.
or should the keeper be in front of the shooter, waiting in the D?
Let's identify one here. One here. One here. And one here. Right. Now here, let's assume all the balls are coming down court. All the balls are down court. Right. Now here, if I'm like this is right position, ball is coming this way, my red cone is the shooter, should be in front. And be in a position that pushes the shooter away from the cone. We assume we're using this cone. Away from the cone. Right? Obviously you're always on your toes. Always on your toes. Right? That's one. Are we happy with that?
Can I be a shooter in your
Perfect.
seeing a cone,
Yes.
seeing a person?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm the shooter.
Yeah,
You're
that's
the
fair.
shooter.
Yes.
I'm seeing the ball coming this way to me. So I'm driving out to go fetch that ball.
Yes.
Okay, so you're blocking that space. I've got the ball and goes to another.
Right position.
Okay.
Right.
And then I want to run in.
Yes.
Okay. So now the keeper wants to be goal side.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
What about, so if I go forward more?
Faces. I stay.
Okay, so we want the keeper to be close to the goal.
Yes. Okay. Now, if I am here, am I under? This is my shooter.
Yeah, I'm the shooter.
Right. If here, then again, I'm more close. I've got you more close. Where is her space? Her space is, in simple terms, where the tummy is. Where her tummy is, that's her space. Here.
So I'm going to do this to block you out, and I want to shoot. I want this ball,
Yes.
and then I want to shoot.
Get back and reposition for 75. Right? Okay, start again. Play is coming down court.
Okay, here's the ball.
Yeah,
There's the ball here.
Yes.
They use a pass. I want to go this way.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But you broke your 3 feet.
Yes. Yeah.
I
No.
stepped. I was here. I
The
stepped.
difference is there.
That's right.
The difference is
Put my back
yes.
to
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
You blocked it.
Yourself? Yes. Well, I didn't know, ma. I would have won. Yes. You see, as soon as there's that release, yes. Now we're moving to there.
So I want this because
There.
now
Right.
ball is coming this way. I would,
Oh, you want him to
choose
stand
there,
here.
you're going there.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
the ball is coming this way.
Now, which comes to what she said, right? When she's here, right? I assume her accuracy is weakened when she's here, because others they'll just get it from here, and then boom, you have those kids. They sleep with the ball.
So I
Right?
want, as a shooter, I want to go to this position.
If you want to go in
And
that
I want
position,
to
yes.
say over,
Then when she's here, then you come to the bed.
but they're not doing it.
Like no, I'm saying I come here before the.
Okay, so
I'm
here,
basically denying the shooter space.
Space.
But now we have this challenge. When she's here, it's a huge challenge. I cannot win this battle alone. I must be assisted. And who should assist me? Either my wing defense or my center, by covering what I call the top sector. As she comes down court, my wing defense must be here. If my wing defense is here, and then I've got my keeper and my goalkeeper and my goal defense occupying this space. Are you with me? Then she won't be able to lunge. She won't be able to lunge and get that ball because you've got cover. Then your shooter, as a shooter, you are now forced to either look for the ball. But if this is open, there's no chance to do it. They will strike all the time.
But you want, if the shooter is here, you want your keeper to go behind and keep the pressure,
It's the space.
or you want
Key for me is the space. Yes. Because now my keeper is here with my goal defense, right? My keeper is here.
I'm going to do this.
Yes. You want it because now
Yeah,
with my wing.
context.
You want because my wing defense is there.
Can't do that.
Remember my wing defense is there. My wing defense is there. So she won't be able to pass that simple. Even if she moves around, timing again, even if she keeps on moving around, timing again, even if she keeps on moving around, time again. Do you understand what I'm saying? She's always on point all the time.
So if your keeper is here and you're doing that, you're defending here and there, I'm stuck, I'm going to do this. Because I'm going to keep you up here, and I'm going to say over the top.
Yes.
And then
Hold
you're
it,
going to
hold
lock
it,
it
hold it,
up
hold it.
so that I'm
Yes. It brings us to the next point. The next point is against the principle. The further you keep your defense, I mean, the more you keep it, okay, in defense, keep your defenders together all the time. Your goal defense and your goalkeeper, keep them together all the time. So if I cover the space, my goal defense, like you said, you want the ball over, my goal defense will come in there. Allow them to play. They can play like that. It's fine because that ball doesn't harm you much, but this ball will hurt. So you picked up this spot, right? And your goal defense is also. Remember, the goal attack is somewhere outside, trying to draw you out of the circle. Okay, if she's out of the circle, she's ineffective. Doesn't matter. Let your defenders work together. So when I cover front, the other one covers the other side. When I cover front, the other side. When she gives a floating ball across, this goal defense can cut off that ball. When she gives that floating ball this side, I can cut off this ball this side. But your time on the other side is cut all the time. You have to make sure that you cover the timing of your shooters all the time. When the goal attack is coming across, because goal attack are very smart. They'll tell the team they're going this way, and then drive down court. Either they drive down the base, or they'll come in front and drive and quickly get the ball. And then, so you need to have your defenders being up. That's why you must have them together all the time. Don't allow them to be more than 3 meters apart in the second. Give them 3 meters apart, then play them simple passes.
If one defender is in front, the other is behind.
Yes.
And so, because that's always my question is, is the keeper in front or is the keeper behind?
Yeah. First, I've stopped commanding my defense. If my goal defense and if my wing defense and center are not here. Because now, how many people are attacking? The wing attack, the center, the goalkeeper, the goal shooter, the goal attack. 4 against 2 against 2 in the center. Outnumbered. Are you with me? So, but if I have that first, if I have my wing defense here, and then my keeper can be here, and my goal defense will also be that side. Then if my goal attack comes in, if I move there, and then she comes over to the other side. They always have to be together. If she moves further away, to create maybe a distance of 5 meters away, bring her back. You keep your defenders as close as possible all the time for successful defense. And opposite to that, what do you say to your shooter and goal attack? Keep your attackers, keep the defenders as far apart as possible. Because when they are far apart, they are weak. They are at their weakest. If I'm here, my goal defense is
Okay, I'm
here.
going to fit.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Where's my goal attack? Come, goal attack.
Yes.
Let's go to court.
Yes. Right, there we go.
So if I'm the shooter here, I'm going to want my goal attack to
Yes.
goal attack to pull into that space.
Yes. Right.
So now where she's gone.
Now,
Okay, so I'm sort of.
You're saying stick with the.
So she thinks I'm watching.
yes.
Both.
Now, at the same time, I want you to settle down to her, right? Watch my position. I've gone as tight as possible. Are you with me? I've gone as tight as possible, right? On my position. So, for you, your better option is more likely not to be this one. It should be a wing or that side, right? Yes. So now, if you go to your wing is under pressure, so you will play. You know what's going to happen to your ball attack? Ball will come running and give it to her there, and then she takes the shot, right? Now, you and I are on the inside, right? You and I are on the inside. Now, do not go as tight as possible there, right? Yes. But rather come back, and drop down a bit. Yes. Now, step up a bit. Right. Now, you're selling a dummy in this position. Now, which dummy are you selling in this position? You want her to think that this option is not available because I've gone tight on that option. But the available option is that one. When I give that available option, and then you are able to cut that option. Do you understand? You're on the roll. Yes, right? So that's where we are.
So now Chipeya is ball side,
Yes.
not post side.
Now I'm pushing you to both sides because any loop ball that comes over, so I'm forcing you to, yes. And remember, you have 3 seconds. The first 2 steps you had. On the third one, I don't care what you do because she would have made a decision.
Yeah.
Well, she would have made a decision. Yeah. Then again, we reset. This. John Samson is. Yes. Go quickly, I come back, then I focus on one corner power. Then I will see. Right. So always, again, remember, mastery of that situation comes with practice. Mastery of that comes with practice. Right. Do you understand what you're doing?
So,
Okay.
Because you've created a little bit of a game like situation.
so I normally like my goal shooter there,
Yeah.
pulling the defense with her,
Yeah.
so that when the ball comes, then she.
Right. I said to my goal attack, to my goal defense, if she runs away, it's okay, let her.
Okay,
She's not a threat.
all right. But she's within.
She'll get the ball and play back. She'll get the ball and play back.
You know what?
Yes, you see. So, my emphasis is that my goal defense and my keeper, one, let it be on the inside, double wall. Why double wall? Because when she gets the ball, she's more likely to pop it in here. Come through. Right. If she's here, I can stand. If she's here, exception. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's defeated. Yes. So, but if she's on the outside, she'll be forced to take that shot or play it away. Then you fall. Remember, ladies, what is success? Successful defense. Successful defense is not necessarily taking the ball away from the opposition. Right? If your defense is weak, your opposition will play center pass, wing attack, shooter, ring. 2-3 passes is done. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you get them to do 11 passes before they get the goal kick, that's successful defense. That is successful defense because sometimes when they come for the second time, within that 7 minutes, within those 7 passes, they might lose the ball. You're getting them to overwork themselves before they get it. For me, trust me, I give you all the points. That is successful defense. If you win it, if you take it, it's a plus point. Because obviously, you just keep on putting the pressure on them, all the time. I promise you they will lose the ball. And your defense has been successful. But remember, don't reprimand the cycle if your top cycle is not covered. In the recent match, I'm not sure if some of you watched the recent South Africa England match. South Africa won by 2. Halfway in the game is 15 minutes. Halfway in the game, South Africa was leading by 5 or 6 points. I think 8 points. But the game ended with 3 points. Because this place was open. This place just became open. I suppose our kids weren't there. But this place was open. So they would just play the 1, 2, and shoot. 1, 2, and shoot. It's that small lapse that nearly costed us. I mean, if we went an extra 5 minutes, we would have got. So remember your key component. Keep your defenders together. Keep your defenders together. Even if you have to take a what do you call it? A wool, right? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Center, wing attack, no, wing defense, center, goal defense, goalkeeper. As we at practice, mark equal distances, 3 meters, 3 meters, 3 meters. When I move this way, you move accordingly. The other one moves accordingly. When I move this way, move this one, move them accordingly. When I move this way, move this one, move accordingly. Keep that unit. No ball will go through that. Yeah.
So we were also taught a technique of divide this D into quarters.
Yes.
Now, if the keeper is forward, the defender is back. And then if the keeper is this side, the goal defense is this side. So that you're constantly working in the fours.
That is for the attack.
No, for defense.
Right. You have cutting into 3, yes? 1, 2, yes. So you've got four quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yeah.
And you defend, right? Now, who's the 4 in defense? It's your wing defense, center,
No, this is the goal in the goal.
or in the
goal
inside
in the
second,
team. Yeah,
right?
in the team.
So you
So
have
you've got a goal defender and a goalkeeper.
yes, yes.
And they're working like this.
Yeah.
And if one goes there, the other one must come this way.
Or the
So
keeper and the
one
goal
is back
defender.
and one is forward. And
All
one
the
is
time,
like
all
that.
the time, all the time, all the time. Remember when you stood here?
Yeah. So if I'm
Yeah. I said she must set it down there.
if I go this way and you go with me, she must go that way.
Yes.
So if I drop back,
Yes.
you're going forward.
Yes. If our feet are good enough, we can keep moving with them. But if our feet are not good enough, she stays there, I stay here. If this one goes to your side, you pick her up. Or if this one comes to my side, I pick her up. Do you understand?
Yes.
We interchange.
So you don't have to run this way
All
all
the
the time.
time.
You just switch players.
Yes. Exactly. So what I'm saying to you, your answer then to your question is, take this and add it to your toolkit.
Forwards and backwards is better. Just
They-
take
All right, thank you. Thank you.